This is by far the most unpopular video that I will ever produce. And the reason why is because I'm going to be attacking something that you and pretty much everyone you know holds dear. Sorry. That thing is caffeine. Now, I'm sure you're probably tuning me out right now and you're going to turn off the video and go to something else, and that's fine. I know that most people are really fragile around their caffeine addictions. And that's right, I said addiction. Because if you use caffeine, you're addicted to it. I don't care who you are. I mean, I care who you are, but regardless of who you are, if you use caffeine, you're addicted to it. Which is fine. But if you actually look at what caffeine does to us, the world would be a much more compassionate place, a kinder place, and a safer place, and a happier place if we weren't collectively under the spell of caffeine. We artificially speed up our progress in life by using caffeine. The problem with caffeine, though, is that it borrows our own energy from us and gives it to us in a different form, thus tricking us into believing we have more energy, believing we're happier, we're more sociable and positive and all those things. But it takes that energy from ourselves. When you ingest caffeine, it does not actually give you anything. It just rearranges what you already have in a way that is going to burn up more fuel more quickly. And you don't have a way to replenish that fuel. That's the problem. So ultimately, caffeine is an unsustainable resource for humanity. I believe it's one of the major, if not the major factor behind our current pursuit of profits and technological expansion that's too far, too fast, too soon, that is leaving so many people behind in poverty, because we use caffeine to highlight our mental attributes, right? But it doesn't really honor the body. If you ever notice when you take caffeine, you don't really feel pain as much anymore. In fact, it's something that's used in Excedrin, for example, that's taken for migraines. It's a natural painkiller. Caffeine also tricks your body into thinking that you don't need rest. Now, I'm not going to explain to you why that's a bad thing. That's obvious. But because we have used that fuel to build the society in a speed that is unsustainable, we are forced to keep using caffeine to maintain the unsustainable pace of production. Essentially, you're borrowing from your future self. Oh, I'll worry about it later, it's fine. But honestly, when we detox off of it, we realize that things actually move much slower, and that we're all collectively agreeing to move too fast. That's the only reason. We don't need to move that fast. It's just not necessary for any reason. We are all afraid that if we don't move fast, someone else will outcompete us and outsurvive us. We will die, they will live. That's the reason why everyone is obsessed with caffeine, because we're afraid that we're going to fall behind in our work, in our relationships, lose status, money, and power. And we can say, oh, well, no, it's because it makes me feel better. I feel really good. It makes me sociable. Or, oh, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't bother. Oh, I love when I hear people say it doesn't affect their sleep. My friend, you're lying to yourself. That is entirely what caffeine does. It affects your sleep. That's what it is. That's what the chemicals that are in caffeine do, is that they block the receptors in your brain that say I'm tired, and they trick you into thinking you're awake. Yes, it affects your sleep. And I guarantee you, if you're a daily caffeine drinker and you stop, eventually, once you come off your withdrawals or whatever may happen, or not, you will find that you sleep much more deeply and soundly, guaranteed. It's just the way that it is. I don't care who you are. Even if you say, oh, I can drink caffeine right before bed, it doesn't affect me at all. It does affect you, just subtly in ways that you're not paying attention to. And if you really look at your life and see how things are they going the way that you want them to be going, are you totally in balance and in harmony and blah, 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 you'll find that probably you're not. Most people who are addicted to caffeine are not in balance with themselves. It's just not possible because of the way that chemical works. Now, I'm not trying to demonize caffeine and say it's bad. It has a function, right? It keeps you awake when you need to stay awake. That's what it's actually for. If you need to do a long drive across the country or you need to stay up, whatever the reason is, you can take it once in a while. It's not going to really screw up your life. But if you're addicted to it on a day to day basis so that you can do menial, boring tasks at work that you can't motivate yourself to do otherwise, my friend, you have bigger problems than what we're talking about here, and you need to address those problems. That's just how I feel. And I know it's not popular because we all love caffeine, we all love coffee, we all love the feeling, the buzz. So it's hard to attack that. 99%, no, 95% of the world is addicted to caffeine. By far the world's most popular drug. It is, we're all obsessed with it, we're all addicted to it. We can't stop. Most people can't stop. If you're honest with yourself, if you try, you won't be able to stop. Plus, you'll feel like you're missing out because everyone else is doing it and they're all on that speed. And it completely, don't say it doesn't, it changes your personality. It changes your energy. It changes your tension in your body. It makes you more tense, which can be helpful for certain things. Like you take caffeine when you work out, it's going to help you work out to a certain extent. If you take it before a presentation or a meeting, you're going to be up, 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 up. But it also keeps your body in a state of heightened tension, which is not necessarily good because most people can't relax. That's the problem. Most people don't have a problem getting excited. Most people have a problem relaxing. So caffeine inhibits your ability to really deeply relax, makes it much more challenging to do that. It definitely raises your cortisol levels and spikes your cortisol levels in a way that's unnatural. So yeah, that's fine. You can keep drinking it. We'll keep drinking it. It's not a big deal. I'm just letting you know that it is one of the main issues with society. Without that, yeah, who knows? We might not have a lot of the progress we've made too, which we really like that because some of the progress we've made is actually amazing. That saves people's lives. But like a lot of the progress we've made is not that amazing. So it's taking the good with the bad to a certain extent. I'm not telling you should quit. I'm just pointing out something that a lot of people just are in complete and utter denial, and which blows my mind. You try to take something away from an addict and they can't acknowledge it. So I personally, I do drink caffeine sometimes, but I'm aware of how it affects me and I honor my body's response. I'm trying not to force myself to do something that is not the right thing at the right time. So that's my story. You tell me yours.